It's All Things MMA for the first time in quite some time. And usually we're divided by gyms and roads and everything else. And now Myles Price has decided to hop on an airplane and emigrate to Germany and set up there for a while. So we're going to have a bit of a talk about that. We're going to do some catching up and have a yander about the fights and some of the things that are coming up the weekend. First things first, because we haven't had a chance to do this, as I said, in some time. 1, how are you? 2, let's start breaking down the crack with PFL. And 3, why are you in Germany?
I'm doing really well, thanks very much. Yeah, it's been all good. I've missed you, Ken. Where have you been? Like, you went off the radar. Yeah, you have been hiding. Or you're only across the road in KCLR. I could have easily come over and double-legged you with the office.
Probably could. I'm nearly welcome it at this stage.
What? Have you not got the jiu-jitsu itch anymore, Ken? No.
I have it right here and right there. It's in my back pocket. I can pull that out whenever I need it.
It's under my armpit somewhere.
So how are things, Myles? Because the last time we had a chance to do some recording, it was very much about the deal and the arrangement and stuff with PFL was happening.
Yes.
Something was going to happen in 2022. What has happened? Because obviously it's got a lot to do with you being in Germany right now.
I was over at a press conference in London there, not last week, the week before, and they made like a pretty big announcement about Channel 4. I think they're going to be on Channel 4 live. It's not pay-per-view, so that's pretty big for US MMA promotion. And so I haven't got a confirmed date, but I know the welterweights are up first in the tournament. So I'm probably going to be early May, I'd say.
Yep.
So I have 10, 11 weeks. So I'm loads of time out. I thought it was going to be way sooner than this. So I've been training like pretty alright for the last while. I haven't been punched in the face as much as you can see. So my face is getting used to that again.
Yeah, you had kind of alluded to the fact that you've got that like old man skin thing that's going on, because you've got. I had seen some of your Instagram videos during the week, even probably as recent as yesterday. You're after picking yourself up a nice little shiner, going to the big gloves.
I got this the morning. I got this fucking this morning, bro. Like somebody's. I think it was a scratch. And this yesterday, I was sparring that fella, Roberto Saldic. He's really good. He's like the KSW welterweight middleweight champion, but he hits like a fucking heavyweight, bro. I was like, what the fuck? I better circle with this fella. Well, I better circle and keep him at the end of a kick.
So how long have you been in Germany?
Literally, it's my first week. I travel out here on Monday morning. Okay. Slept for the afternoon and did wrestling class that evening.
And how long will you be in Germany now the whole way through to your fight?
I don't know. I'm definitely here for 5 weeks. This is my first week of 5. So I'm nursing a knee injury, so I'm not able to do as much wrestling as I'd like. But so from next week on, maybe even tomorrow in the MMA sparring and grappling class, I'll do some wrestling as well. But you know, if all is going well, which it is so far over here, I might stay a little bit longer. But you know, I have great training partners back in Ireland as well. I really do have some super guys. So I'm just seeing how it goes. But I'm definitely going to be here for another 4 weeks anyway, 4.5 now at this stage.
Yeah, because I had talked even from the Team Rhino coming out of HQ in Dublin that there seemed to be 1 or 2 big name new faces that have made an appearance there.
Yeah, that's right. Dean Barry's there now. He's doing his UFC debut there in the next while too. So I think he's it's good. Good to have him there. Good to have him part of the team.
How are you finding the whole PFL side of things so far?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. They're a fighters first company, from what I can tell so far. So, I mean, they've been treating me really well. I really enjoyed my little trip over to London, and my manager, which is he's part owner of this gym here in Dusseldorf. He's he has a lot of contacts in PFL. So, I mean, it's a great gym over here, and I really do like the promotion so far. But you know, I'm just playing it as I go because I haven't actually competed on the show or anything like that yet. So I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, well, I did have a bit of a look ahead, all right, and you were talking about the welterweight stacking up. So this is part of the PFL Challenger Series. Am I right?
No, it's the tournament.
Okay, so there is a challenger. The Challenger Series side of things does have welterweights out all right this week, but that's pretty good running so far. So
No, yeah,
so break it down for us then. So you will have the minimum of the 5 weeks in Germany. So what does that do for you as a fighter, and what's going to be happening over those 5 weeks? Is it a structured thing? Is it just come out and train and see how you get on, or how does it work for you?
it's kind of come out and train and see how we get on. I mean, like, I think anytime you travel away to a different gym, you're exiting your comfort zone, aren't you? You know, like when you're home, I have now, of course, I still have responsibilities while I'm here. I'm like in the morning, I'm up studying and doing my few bits, and then midday, I'm doing all my business to dos. I'm looking after my clients, my gym members, making sure my athletes are okay. Like, you know, like I still have to do all that stuff. That doesn't disappear when you're away. But I mean, when I'm here, it's the only thing I really focus on is eat, sleep, train, repeat. And you know, anytime you go to a new gym, you're a little bit anxious. You know, you don't know. They're trying to prove a point, so they're going to hit that little bit harder. They're going to push you that little bit more, and then I can bring that experience back to Team Rhino Kilkenny and back to HQ as well for the final couple of weeks of preparation. You know, it's just, yeah, it's just a kind. If it's a confidence booster, and it's great to network as well, isn't it? To meet new people, to train with different people, to make new contacts. It's just overall good shit. So,
Sorry.
who are
Maybe
you waving at in the background there? Tell them to get out. We're in the middle of something important.
we haven't had, we haven't had a chance to do this in a while. This is what happens when you've got walls literally falling down around you. We're trying to make, and this is why I'm recording in my office and not recording in the studios. We've got the studios are on the way to the bean at the minute here. Okay, so knowing that you're looking at, you know, kind of maybe May time, without any kind of official confirmation, have you any idea of what's going to happen at that stage? Is it just, you know, there's a draw takes place, you'll find
Yeah,
out who your first opponent in this series or in the tournament is going to be,
yeah.
or is there an idea of that kind of already at this stage? It could be this guy, could be this guy, could be this guy, so let's build our training towards one or the other.
No, like I don't. I haven't found out shit yet. Anyway, so I don't know when I'm going to be finding out. I'm sure I'm going to find out before I have to go back home, though. Like, you know, you'd find out with 6 to 8 weeks outside of a camp, wouldn't you? So I'm sure that that's when the draw is going to be,
Yeah.
and then and well, I'm in the tournament, so it's a rally of points, isn't it? Because it's done like a season of NBA, NFL. It's a league, so I could get a quick six, get a knockout, get a submission. That's a quick six as well. It's about who racks up the most amount of points and then can get into the final was it final eight, like quarters, semi-finals. And that's kind of the way it works. Like, you know, like there's no elbows allowed in PFL, which I only found out about the last day. I
Really?
didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that. It was only, but it makes sense because we fight every 8 weeks for the duration of the tournament.
Yeah,
So you fight every 8 weeks. So it's you don't want guys getting cut in the meantime, because if you get a cut, then you're out of the tournament.
pretty
So it
much.
makes sense.
$1 million check on the line at the end of it.
Millie. What? That's
Are
me and
you,
you down in Ryan's, and I'm just getting around for the whole bar. There's a first round on me.
are you ready? Are you ready to change your walkout name to Millionaire Myles Price?
What? That's pretty. That's pretty.
It's not a bad.
I don't think it
It's
matches my
reaching for it.
personality. Well,
Yeah.
like, yeah, okay, I'll do it for you, Ken.
I'll get the jacket stitched and all, and see how that goes. Well,
Yeah.
that's all kind of positive stuff. Do we know where where the tournament is going to be staged? Are you competing in the US?
Oh yeah, all the shows are in the US, so it's either From what I've seen, they tend to be all over the place. They've been in Hollywood, Las Vegas, Atlanta, Georgia, Miami, Florida. I'm
See,
sure it'd be probably one of them. Yeah, Hard Rock Casino. Yeah.
and then so what happens around that stage? So if it's if you find out that you're fighting in May of this year, I would presume that kind of warrants some kind of move to the States ahead of the first fight. And if it's weeks between fights, do you transition to the States for 2022, or do you go out, compete, come home, train and prepare, and then go out and compete again?
Do you know, I haven't even thought that far ahead. I don't know, because I think I might come home and do this all over again. See, the thing is that I do miss the old AKA fam. Things just didn't. I had a lot going on throughout January. What day is it now? We're coming into March now. Yeah. So through Christmas, January to mid-February until I came out here, I had a hell of a lot on personal life stuff, business life stuff. A lot to do with the pandemic as well. So I would have liked to have been out in AKA because the Dagestani guys are out there again. So it would be an ideal timing for me. But I mean, it just didn't work out that way. But I would like to go back out there again if I can. Yeah, for sure. Like, you know, I like mixing it up. But I like the idea as well of being, they have really high level guys here. I get free accommodation because my manager has like fighters dorms. And it's only a flight away from Ireland, which is lovely. It's not like 10 hours in the middle of the most expensive state in America. Like San Jose is expensive as shit, bro. I don't know if you've ever been there, but fuck.
No.
That's like, it's like Facebook, Google, Amazon. It's just, you know, you get like $50 an hour for being a dishwasher out there, or for a dishwasher out there. It's ridiculous.
Damn. No, I have done the Dusseldorf thing before. I was there a couple of years back.
Have you?
You're in a nice spot.
Yeah, it is lovely.
Yeah, you've got good company around you for a few weeks.
It's very arty and fashion kind of orientated, isn't it? I fit right in.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Any on a kind of a slightly off topic, any plans to see more of Germany while you're there, or is there scope to do that while you're there, or are your days and weeks kind of structured in that kind of eat, sleep, train, repeat kind of fashion?
Like the likes of today, like I'm kind of finding things out as I go. So Monday, Tuesday seemed to be quite intense. Today wasn't really intense. I was even told by some of the guys, like, just make sure to take it easy today because it's hard tomorrow. So I do like probably 2 light sessions today, and I'll do probably a few weights later on, maybe a bit of shadow boxing in the cage just to visualize myself in there, actually in the live scenario when I'm in PFL competing, just to kind of get my head around it. And then, you know, yeah, I definitely, like, throughout the day, like, say for instance now I'm doing this, I'll probably do a bit of study and a bit of work for the gym and with my clients, and then I'll go for a walk around the place. It's a nice sunny day today, so yeah, definitely. And then the weekends seem to be fairly take it easy kind of vibes with the sounds of it. So Saturday, Sundays, I'll be doing the same, just studying, walking around. Yeah, that's my thing.
With the mention of getting your head around things and visualizing getting into the cage and the PFL side, it has been a little while since you have fought in that environment. That's probably going back to the last fight against Peter Queenie. So
ages ago, yeah.
That's kind of 3 years at this point. Does that play on anything, or does that factor in any way?
Of course, like, I think I'd be naive to think otherwise. I think for me to go, oh, that's not a big deal and this and that. Like, you know, I didn't do a lot of sparring for a while. I didn't know if I was going to come back to compete for a while in MMA. So it's not like I was constantly sparring and training twice a day. Like, I always train. Like, I train once a day anyway. Even throughout the pandemic, I was doing that. But I was training like anybody else would to keep fit. Like, I was running, doing weights, doing my jiu-jitsu. I was doing definitely as well. But I mean, I think it plays a factor, which is why I'll deal with it well, you know, because I'm not ignorant to the fact that it's not there. I'll address it. I'll make sure that I'm working on my sharpness. I'm working on my visualization in the first person. So I'm kind of getting used to the emotions of competing and getting used to the hard sparring for the distance, the range. I think if you spar hard enough and you spar smart enough, then rust won't really come into it as much. It will be a factor, but I'm staying on top of it. So that's the main thing. Hard sparring, smart sparring, and accompanied with visualization in the first person. So kind of bringing those two things together pretty regular is important, I think,
Switching the attention from there to things that are happening at home, there's obviously been some good progress with the team within Team Rhino Kilkenny. You've got more guys that are getting out on the amateur side of things. Cage Conflict has made an appearance. I see Paul Nolan, who's one of your coaches now, is getting involved with Cage Legacy in March or April. How are things progressing on the home front?
Yeah, our team is doing really well. There's some great fundamentals courses there on at the moment. I think that people are coming out the other side of the pandemic. And I know we had this conversation before, but we really are actually coming out the other side of the pandemic now. And I feel like people are opening up and loosening up and wanting to come in and try martial arts for the first time. And it's really going well. Paul is in deep preparation for his fight back home. Matthew O'Rourke's competing as well. We have a Russian guy that fights for us now as well, Kirill Masselman, so he's competing. And Ryan just won a belt 2 weekends ago. Chaos Grappling Championships, and he beat a really good guy. Like John Fleming is like a world jiu-jitsu champion, IBJJF at blue and purple belt. So, I mean, Jim's doing really, really well. I'm very grateful to have the team that I have back there, because they understand what I'm trying to do out here. I'm representing them and I'm gathering knowledge and bringing it back. And while I'm away, they all collectively come together and step into my shoes as the head coach, because they know I feel uncomfortable leaving as well. Like, I do feel very uncomfortable leaving my team. Like, I don't really like doing it, but I know that it's a necessity. It's, as Joseph Campbell would say, it's the refusal of the call. I don't want to go, but I have to for the greater good,
Other than that, Myles, anything else that's on your mind that you need to kind of podcastify before we say goodbye?
No, sorry, I got distracted there. No, not really. Just that I'm happy to see you again, Ken. I was convinced that you were kidnapped, so I was going to start doing my whole Liam Neeson impression. I will find you, and I will kill you.
I will double leg you, and I will do something else. No, I haven't gone away entirely, but we will absolutely be making a date to do this again next week and have a recap, and maybe use it as a good chance to kind of track your progress as well for listeners. Happening on the German side.
Sure. Yeah. That'd be really cool.
Build towards that $1 million check and see what's going to happen at the end of the rainbow. But for the moment, this has been All Things MMA. I've been Ken McGuire. He has been Myles Price. And we will do this again soon. Take care.